Hello student, welcome back in the digital class of learning. You will learn about the plant tissues. Already we have started this chapter, but today you will learn about the permanent tissue. Actually in the previous video you have been learning about the meristematic tissue, and today we will discuss and you will learn about the permanent tissue. Now, what is a permanent tissue? Permanent tissues are those kind of tissue which are made up of more than one kind of cells. It means they are not consist of a single type of cell. They are consist of more than different type of cells, and more importantly that these permanent tissues have been derived, or that is they are originated from the meristematic tissue. So let us see about the permanent tissue. So permanent tissues are those tissue which is obtained or derived from, meristematic tissue, and these are the tissue which do not have the power of division. It means their cells or they do not continuously divide like the meristematic tissue. So on that account these permanent tissue are of two types. One is simple permanent tissue. As the name simple, their structure, their function are little simpler as compared to the complex one. So simple permanent tissues are a type of permanent tissue which is consist of one kind of cell or similar kind of cell. This is the similar or one kind of cells. Whereas these complex permanent tissues are made up of more than one kind of cell or group of different kind of cells. They are consist of different kind of cells or group of different kind of cells. Okay, so let us see the simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is characterized by similar kind of cell. It may be living cells or dead cell. Their cell wall may be thin walled or thick walled structure. So this simple permanent tissue is of three types. One is parenchyma, second is collenchyma, and third is sclerenchyma. PCS. P stands for parenchyma cells, C stands for collenchyma. It is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma, or it is also known as parenchymatous, sclerenchymatous, and collenchymatous cells. So let us see about the parenchyma cells or parenchymatous cells. It is an example of simple permanent tissue which is very simple. It is very primitive structure, and this parenchyma tissue is normally found in the root, stem, leaf, and even the cortex part of a plant. Now the question, what is the cortex, what is the pith, what are this structure? When we cut the stem of a root, when we cut a transverse section means when we cutting like this with the blade or with the sharp point. So this type of structure cutting down is known as the transverse structure. When we cut like this longitudinal, then it is called the longitudinal section. So when we cut a transverse section of a stem or root, we will find some common structure. That common structure are, first one is the epidermis, then below to that you will find the cortex, then you will find the endodermis, then you find the pericycle, and then you find the pith. So these are the common structure which is found in the stem and the root. So outermost structure is epidermis, and the last central one is called the pith. So this is the central part of a transverse section. It means when you see it under the microscope, then you will find the this kind of structure in a root, stem or leaf. So these parenchymatous cells are from epidermal region, from the cortical region, or that is the cortex. So this parenchymatous structure or parenchyma cell is living cell. Their cell wall is made up of cellulose, and just I told, it is a most simple example of simple permanent tissue. If we see the structure of the parenchymatous cells, here you can find the intercellular space. It is called the intercellular space. What is this? The space between the cells is known as intercellular space, and this is called vacuole, and it is called nucleus. So a parenchymatous cells is having a large vacuole with clear presence of nucleus, and it is thin walled structure, and this is cell wall, and it is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is example of carbohydrate, it is a non-sugar, and the space between cells is called intercellular space. So this is the structure about the parenchyma cells, and the shape of parenchyma may be, it is a oval shape, it is like this structure also, it is like this structure also, it is like this structure, or it is not spherical. So these are the different shapes of the parenchymatous cells. It is polygonal, okay, this is the circular, oval. So these are the various shapes of the parenchymatous cells, and these cells are, just I told, oval or round, polygonal or rectangular. So these are the various shapes of the parenchymatous cells. Now these parenchymatous cells is living, so it has certain variations on the basis of the function done by the parenchymatous cells. When the parenchymatous cells take part in the photosynthesis, as it is present in the stem and the leaf of the plant, so we call it chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma is a variation of the parenchymatous cells which perform photosynthesis, and basically they are found in the leaves of the plant as well as they are found in the some of the green stems. Apart from that, second variation is aerenchyma. Aerenchyma represent that presence of the air spaces in the parenchymatous cells, and they are characteristics of the aquatic plants. You have seen the example of hydrilla, lotus and trapa. These are the example of the plants where aerenchyma is present. Now the question is that what is the function of aerenchyma and what is the function of chlorenchyma? Aerenchyma provide the buoyancy, that is the floating power, swimming power to the cells of the leaf or the whole plant body, whereas chlorenchyma function is it take part in the synthesis of the food, so its function is storage of food. So this is the general idea about the parenchymatous cells. Now next will be the cholenchyma or cholenchymatous cells. Now the next one is cholenchyma. Cholenchyma is the second type of the simple permanent tissue, and these cholenchyma cells or cholenchymatous cells are isodiametric. They are also rectangular, oval. This is the oval cell, this is the elongated cell, and this is the polygonal cell. So the cholenchymatous cells are living cell. They are also living cell, and these are having different kind of shapes like isodiametric, elongated, polygonal or circular. Let us see. This is the first shape of the cholenchyma cells. It is called oval, and you can see there is a very less intercellular space, but they have wall thickening. The characteristic feature of this collenchymatous cells or collenchyma is presence of wall thickening. Presence of wall thickening. This wall thickening is a characteristic feature of the collenchymatous cells at the corner. You can see that another example here. This thickened structure is known as wall thickening and it is present at the corner of the cells. So collenchymatous cells can be recognized by the presence of wall thickening at the corner. And what are the chemical substances which provide this wall thickening to the collenchymatous cells are cellulose and lactic acid. Cellulose and lactic acid is the substance which provide this wall thickening. Here you can also see this is the wall thickening and this is rectangular structure. So this is called wall thickening. And this wall thickening is behalf of presence of cellulose and lactic acid. Another important thing is that now the function and where they are found. These collenchyma cells are normally present in the dicot leaf and it is absent in monocot, root, stem and leaf. So this structure is absent in the monocot, leaf and stem and also root. Now to come to the function, you have seen that when there is a drought or when there is a overflood or other areas or when the plant is totally sink with the water, so what happened, or if there is a high wind velocity, so normally the plant remains still like that, but due to the high wind velocity they are little tilted. So this can be checked or it can be mere by the presence of these collenchymatous cells and sclerenchymatous cells. This collenchyma and sclerenchyma are the cells which provide mechanical strength to the plant body. So they provide flexibility without breaking. Plant can be bent down little maximum level and it will upright again. So this is called flexibility. Flexibility, rigidity and mechanical strength is provided to the collenchyma cells. So their function, what the function of this collenchyma cell? Collenchyma cells provide mechanical strength, flexibility, rigidity to the plant body. Now third one is the sclerenchyma cells. Sclerenchyma cells is totally dead cells and they contain very little amount of protoplasm. You can see that this is the very wall thickening and this is the very less number of the protoplasm, and therefore sclerenchyma cells are considered as a dead cells and they exist in two forms in the plant body, either in the form of fiber. You have seen the husk of coconut, you have seen the sunham fiber. So that fibers are like this elongated, they are elongated structure. So this is the fiber. But apart from the fiber, they also contain stone cells. Stone cells, if you have eaten guava, you have eaten the chiku, that is called the sapota. So what you find there? You find gritness, that is the appearance, you feel the stones are there in the pulp of the fruits, that we call the gritness of the pulp of the fruit. So this is behalf of the sclerites. Sclerites are also called as stone cells. Sometimes the question are asked, there are some kind of fruits where pulp are giving the feeling of the gritness. What is the reason? The reason is the presence of stone cells. I had given the example of sapota, that is called the chiku, even the pear. Then another example is husk of coconut fiber. So these are the structure where sclerenchyma cells are present, and sclerenchyma cells are totally dead cells and their function is only one function, that is they provide the mechanical strength, support, rigidity, and it does not allow the breaking down of the plant's body. Another thing, this bone-like structure is known as stone cells. It is called stone cells or sclerates. So you can see that this is the structure of a stone cells. Where it is found? It is present in the pear, sapota, that is called chiku, guava. So these are the certain fruits where stone cells are present. And fibers are the elongated thread-like structure. They are present in the husk of coconut. They are present in the jute. They are present in the sunham. So these are the certain examples of fiber. So sclerenchyma cells are made up of fibers. It is dead cell. Sclerate is also dead cells, and these are the cells where chemical composition, that is the cell wall, is made up of lignin here. If just go back or the flashback to the parenchyma is made up of cellulose. If you come into the sclerenchyma, collenchyma is made up of two kind of chemical substance, that is cellulose plus lactic acid, and third one, that is sclerenchyma, it is made up of a chemical substance called lignin, and there is no intercellular space between the cells. So it is the dead cells which is without intercellular space and very least amount of the protoplasm, and they exist or they contain two kind of cells, dead cells, that is called fiber and sclerates. So this is about the simple permanent tissue. Now in the next video you will learn about the kind of complex tissue which is also known as vascular tissue. So we will start in the next video about the complex permanent tissue.